Okay. Okay, where I was. Okay, okay. I'm talking about IP datagram. So our earlier, what is our problem? Our problem is that when we want to send a message from a computer that is in a different network to a computer that will be in a different network, that we have some problem. So how can we solve the problem? By this IP datagram. Okay. Now here the IP plays an important role where we can solve this problem. Now first we see the format of that IP datagram. Okay, as you can see, this is the format of an IP datagram. Datagram means what? A message. Okay, a message, you have to break down the message in this format. Okay, you have to break down the message in this format. So first is that this datagram means this format or this datagram contains something 65,000 bytes. Okay, maximum of 65,000 bytes, and this datagram is made up of two main parts. First one is data, and second one is header. Okay, first one is data, header portion. Header portion means what you are using, and last portion is data, means your actual data. Okay, so here you can see first in the first column or first row, here the version means that this field contains which version that you are using. IP version 4 or IP version 6 means which standard, through which standard you are communicating your computer to the other world. So this version will indicate this. If it has 4 bits means you are using IPv4 version. Okay, and if it is 6 bits, then you are using IPv6 version. Okay, now this one is the header length. Means header length means what? This indicate the size of the header in some bytes. Okay, header means what we can say header. Uh, the suppose your size is 20 bytes. Suppose your size is 20 bytes. So the value of this field will be 5. Means this will be in 4 bits. 5 into 4. So if the size of this header is 20 bytes, then this size of this field will be 5. Means if here 5 is there, means what? 5 into 4, the size of the header is um, 20 bits to the 20 bytes. Okay, next the service type means what? Here this field is used to define what type of services or parameters such as the any priority of the datagram and any level of reliability desired. Means when you are sending a message from source to the destination, any priority you want to send in, you want to set in the message. So this will come in the service type. And total length means what? The total length of the IP datagram means this IP datagram. How much length of this IP datagram? This will define in this portion. In this, through this field, you will come to know about the total length of the datagram. Okay. And again, this identification. Identification means what? This field is used in the situation when a datagram is fragmented, when a datagram is divided. Okay, means what? As a datagram pass through a different network, it must be fragmented into some smaller sub datagram to match the physical frame size of that network. So in this situation, the sub datagram are sequenced using the identification field. Means what? Suppose in network 1, when a message is passed to that network, you have to divide a particular message into three parts. Okay, means whole as a whole you cannot send the message. You have to divide the message into three parts. So means what? You have to separately send the message three times. Suppose I am a boy. I you have to send first. Am a you have to send second times. Then boy you have to second third times. Means what? Suppose if at the receiver in someone received the message boy first, then am a second time, and I in the third, then there is no meaning of receiving a message like that. Means what? The way you send the message uh, should be received at the receiver site at that particular way. Okay, if you are sending a message I am a boy, so that message should be received in the receiver end like I am a boy, not like boy will come in the first, then ma will come in the second, then I will come in the third. So for this what we have to do, we have to give some identification number. Suppose I divide that message into three parts. I is first part, ma is second part, and boy is third part, and I give a number set that this one is first, this one is second, and this one is third. So when that three parts receive at the receiver end, the computer will sequence, means arrange that according to the number, arrange that parts according to the number. Okay, clear? Let me check your chat. Okay, so here in the identification, identification, you will come to know in which part you are dividing the message. Means suppose a message is passed to Ethernet network, then in that network it has different frame size. So by seeing this portion, you will come to know about the in which format our message is divided. Okay. And in the flag in the flag portion, what is there, this field is like correspond to the identification field. Means suppose a message is divided into three parts. Here uh, it indicate whether a datagram, means what, this field will completely indicate that whether you have divided that message in the first place or divided that message in the second place, or whether it is the first or the last fragment or in the middle fragment. Suppose what I am saying, suppose I am a boy. Okay, I divide that message into three parts. Okay, so by seeing this flag field, means what, in flag field it will be there that you divide that message into three parts. First thing, means by seeing the flag field we will come to know about that whether we divide that message or not. And if we divide that message, that that portion, which portion will come first, which portion will come second, which portion will come third. Yeah. Okay. Now, fragmentation offset means what? If a datagram is fragmented, then this field is useful. Okay, it is something like a pointer that indicate the offset of a data in the original datagram before fragmentation. Means this field is used when you reconstructing a datagram from the fragment. Okay, this field will be used. Now, what is time to live? What is TTL? So we all know that our message or our datagram travel from one router to second router and to more than one router. Okay, a function of identification. Okay, see. Wait, I will just explain you. Suppose I am a boy. Okay, suppose this one is the message I want to send from sender to the receiver, and we divide the message into suppose two types. This one is one type and this one is two type. Okay, and this message will pass through different network. First one is your N1 network, then your N2 network, then your N3 network. Okay, so suppose I want to send sorry this message from here to this. So since in this network it has its own frame size, okay, and it has its own frame size and it has his own frame size, and when a message is passed through different network, you have to fragment the message, means you have to divide that message. And suppose this one is part 1 and this one is part 2. Suppose you send a message and in the receiver end this message is received like this. Suppose part 2 is received first, then part 1 is received later. Means what? A boy will come first, then I am will come later. So if someone receive this message like this, can anyone be able to understand this? What you are going to send? No, obviously not. So this identification means what? You have to suppose you have not given this 1 and 2 number. Okay. Suppose this you have not given this 1 and 2 number and you just simply send the message. And at the receiver end, a boy come first and after that I am is come later. So if we receive a message like this way, we can't be able to understand what the sender is trying to send. So for this we have to give some number. Like this way I am giving here I am to 1 and a boy will 2. So when this message is received at the receiver end like this way, the computer will arrange this message with like this 1 and 2. Means 1 will come first, I am will come first, then a boy will come later. So this field uh, is used when the datagram is fragmented, means divided. Okay, so in this situation, the datagram are sequenced, means arranged using this identification field so that the original datagram can be reconstructed from them. Clear? Zahid, clear? Yes. Okay. Let me share again. It is complete. Then flag is also complete. Flag means what? When this field is correspond to the identification field, means it indicate whether a datagram is fragmented in the first place or second place or third place. Okay, and now come to this TTL, time to live. Now, what is TTL? We all know that a message travels through more than one router before reaching the final destination. When you are going to send a message from sender to receiver, that message is passed to different routers. You all know that. Okay, so in case of any network problem, there may be some network problem. So in case of any network problem, some of the router to the final destination may not be available. Suppose from this router just your message will reach the destination, but at that point that router is corrupted, or that router might not be may not be in the working position. So what will happen then? So in case of that network problem, some of the router to the final destination may not be available. So because of any kind of reason, there may be any reason, there may be a hardware failure, there may be a link failure, there may be some congestion in the network. So in that case, the datagram may be sent to different route. Okay, so since from that router your destination is not reachable, so your message have to take a different route. So this can continue for a long time if the network problem is not solved quickly. Okay, means what? Your message will be traveling from this router to that router, from that router to again another router, to again another router, to again another router. So this will just creating some loop, traveling in a loop in between without reaching the final destination. Yes, means this will create a if the problem is not solved quickly, so this will create a congestion, and the router may become too busy and just bringing your message to a virtual halt. Okay, so in some cases and another in some cases also the datagram continuously to travel in a loop in between without reaching the coming back to the original sender. So to avoid this, the datagram sender initialize a field, means TTL is a field to some values. Means what I'm just trying to say is that suppose a router, again I have to minimize this. Just wait. suppose a message is sent from this source to this destination. Okay. So in between, there are many routers. This one is again one router, and this one is router. This one is router. Okay. Suppose this router is this router has some problem. Okay, suppose this R3 router has some problem. So since this router has some problem, a message is not received at the destination. So in that case you have to take a different route, suppose from again this router to this, you have to take this route. Okay, and suppose sometimes what happen, suppose from this router again this message will go to this router, and again from this, and this will come continuously some loopholes, means create some congestion in the network, means it will not receive at the destination either, and it will not come at the sender side also. So it create why congestion? Because message is not received at the destination. Else, it's just traveling from one router to another router, another router to another router. Means within the router that your message is traveling. So at that time, what happened? A value is set. Suppose T T L is equal to 5. A value is set by this IP, Internet Protocol. Means what? Your message will travel only 5 times. Suppose you send a message, so first you will move to this R1 router, okay, this R1 router, then this R2 router, this R3 router, and it will come to the destination. And if this router is has some problem, it will come to this R4 router, and this ultimately it will reach the destination. So how many paths are there from here, from source to R1 1, from R1 to R2 2, from R2 to R3 4, then from R4 to destination 4, means 1 2 3, 3 and 4, from here 1 2 again 3 and 4. So at 4 hop your message should be received at the destination. And if it is not received, means what? If suppose it is just traveling from one router to another router, and if the traveling reaches the 5, it will stop the message from traveling from one router to another router. Clear? So whenever a message is uh, sent from source to the destination, at that particular time that a value is set in the TTL, means that message will travel only 5 times, means only 5 times that message will travel. So after that five times, automatically that message is discarded to avoid the congestion in the network. Clear? We're getting or not? Okay. Now I can come to our format. Okay. So TTL is complete. Then protocol in this portion, what protocol this will indicate? Means this will identify the transport protocol that is running on the internet protocol. Means what protocol the IP is running. Okay. Means after the datagram is reconstructed from the fragment, it has to be passed to the upper layer software piece. Okay, and this could be either TCP or UDP, right? So this protocol define what, either you are using TCP protocol to transfer the message, or either you are using UDP datagram. So this uh, will define this one. Okay. And header checksum means any checksums of any error, if there is any error, so this will be here to find out the error. Source IP address means that what is source IP address, from where you are sending the message. Destination IP address means you also know that where you are going to send the message. And data means your actual data, your what you are exactly want to send, your actual data. And option part, this field is quite optional. Means some optional information will be there in this field. Means some routing details, timing, again some management. So these things are quite optional things are included in this field. Okay, so this is all about your IP datagram. So this is a particular format, the IP datagram format. Whenever a message is sent from one network to another network, okay, you have to follow this format. And in this format, no matter your message is from which network you are sending the message, because here in the identification portion, you have to give how many parts that you uh, make from the original message. So this is a particular form. So if you have any doubt, then you can come in the next class also if you can.